Hello, ladies. Happy Tuesday. I am just so excited and so grateful to be part of this community and for all that we are doing in this community. And I'm just super grateful, super excited to be here for another week. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Let's just keep growing our community. I know women need other women. And so we're here for the conversations, right? We're here for real life. And that's what you're getting from me today is real life. So I had this podcast already recorded that I'm going to actually probably put out next week and all these great things, and I love it. And I'm super excited about sharing it with you guys, but it is actually not the one that you're going to get today. I woke up this morning and I was like, sometimes I think women need to hear life that's relatable, that we get, that we understand, that we're like, yep, me too. Yep, me too. And I've done a lot of work, and you guys are going to get to read about. I showed you guys last week the cover to my new book that is coming out. It's called Take Ownership. Ladies, find your identity, value, and worth, and finally own your life. And it's going to come out very soon, hopefully. And we're working on, dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's to get it published for you guys. And you're going to get to read about some of my heart and how I got to a place of where I am today. But life still happens. I have better tools now. I have a different skill set now, but life still happens. And authenticity is something that I always want to bring to you, ladies. Do I work hard at seeing the value and knowing life is for me and finding the positive and cheering for myself? Yes. Yes, I do. But do I still go through times where I'm like, this is hard? Yeah. And I've been in a couple weeks of that, of this is hard. Nothing I have planned or nothing I have set for my intention or my focus has gone the way I wanted it to go. Nothing that I thought was going to happen has happened. This is life, and it can get hard and it can get messy. And I want to share that today. Not just about the hard and the mess, right? Because we all understand that. We all know what that is. But my prayer and my petition for this community is that we're not bonding over just the hard, but that we bond over ways to overcome the hard, that we bond over ways to to be better than we were, and that's what bonds us. It's not, we all know that womanhood and wife life and mom life can be super challenging. We're all aware of that. We can bond over the hard, or we can bond and say it's hard, but these are the things that we can do to make it better. These are the things that we can do to put a joy in our hearts and the smile on our face. These are the things that we can do to live our life in ownership and to just be radiant in all that we do. And so that's what I want to share today. So for those of life that has occurred, for those of you who don't know, so my husband and I farm, and um he snapped his pinky finger on his right hand. It's been almost a month ago. It has been the biggest debacle ordeal for a pinky that you can even imagine. And it's caused a lot of things to occur in our life that typically do not occur. It has meant I have had to be a little more hands-on with the farm and helping. The kids have had to be more hands-on, but it has also meant, for no fault of anybody's, so many doctor appointments. And we actually ended up, they operated on him last Wednesday. And so then he had kind of some bad reactions to the anesthetic, and it's just been a thing, right? Like it has just been a thing. And so actually it has been tough, right? Like that's life. It has been tough, unpredictable. And we all go through those seasons. We all go through seasons of sick kids. We all go through seasons of the job is super, super hard. We go through seasons of complete things that are really out of our control that are occurring to us. And it's hard. And that is something that I know we all can understand. My lately has just been the broken pinky. My poor husband and the broken pinky. So, and it is the busiest time for us. I mean, we are going a mile for a mile a minute, like just as fast as we can go. We're getting stuff done. And so it's really been challenging. Who knew a pinky was so valuable and so needed in life? I have a whole new appreciation for my pinkies. I'm very grateful for them. So, but what has occurred or what started to occur in me was I was like frustrated, right? Like I have all these things that I want to do, and I have what I call a focus list. And this is my focus for the day, and this is my intention for the day. And I'm frustrated that I can't get to those pieces because we were back and forth to doctor's appointments. We were back and forth having to do more at the farm. I've got all these levels of frustration that I feel bubbling up. So I want to talk today about how we can help ourselves when those situations start to bubble up, because they will, ladies, right? Like they're going to bubble up. Those situations are going to happen. We're going to have things of frustration that pop into our lives. And we get to choose how we respond to those. It is a it is just like everything else we talk about. This is a practice. I practiced it well some days in the last couple of weeks. I have practiced it not well in a few days this last couple of weeks. And so I wanted to kind of come in though and talk to you guys about like how we can work on that and how we can help ourselves manage these times of frustration better. Okay? So, a couple things. The first thing that I like to do when I am in these seasons is I am a firm believer in breathing. So, whether that's 3 deep breaths in, you hold for 3 seconds, and 3 breaths out, a 3 count out. A 5 count for me works even better. If I can breathe in for 5, and then I can hold for 5 seconds, and then exhale for 5 seconds, just to help me slow down my heart rate, get enough oxygen in my system so that I can make a rash decision. Because when our heart rates are elevated and we're fired up about what's coming, usually fire breathing women don't make the best choices. At least I don't. So we breathe. We can breathe through that. So the first thing I'm going to encourage you in those situations is to just take deep breaths and to breathe. The second thing that I am going to really encourage you to do, and this is going to sound counterintuitive and this is going to sound really crazy, is to journal gratitude for the chaos, for that situation. We have to look for the blessings. We have to look for the blessings even in the midst of the chaos. And when we're in the chaos, we can't just continue to find more chaos. Okay. And I know this is true because if you're driving or you're watching this or you're just listening to this, if you look around your surroundings and you look for things that are blue, I can do it right now. I'm looking, I got blue on the monitors. I can see the blue sky. There's blue in a book over here. I can see some blue in my bedroom next to my office. I can find the blue. I focused on blue. My brain said, find things that are blue, and I did. Now, I'm going to ask you, find something that is green. Look around you and find something that is green. I can see a different book that's got green in it. There's green in my office. There's the green in the bucket that I can see on the monitor that's next to me. There's green. I can find green. Our brain looks for the things we tell it to look for. So when we're frustrated and we're annoyed and we're in this state of chaos, and that's what we see our life as, that's what our brain finds. It's just the truth. If you're running late, how many of you, if you're in traffic and you're running late, does every car drive slower than the speed limit? Or you hit every red light? Because you're looking for that. Whether you intentionally know it or not, you're looking for the chaos because you're in the chaos. So that's what your brain is looking for. You're looking for things to add and to pour in to the chaos. Nope, done. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We get to make a different choice. We can choose to look for the blessings. Just like we look for the chaos, we can choose to look for the blessings. Is it more work sometimes? Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it requires more energy to find things to elevate your spirit, to elevate your joy. It can take some more work because we're so attuned to feeling the chaos and then just adding to it. I'm frustrated over a sick kid, and then I'm out of medicine, and my husband won't keeps calling, or my other kids are needy, or I'm out of what I need for my sick kid, right? Like there's always more things that add to that chaos. Or, and that's easy to find. Admittedly, it's easy to find. But what if we choose not to? What if we choose not to look for more things to add to our chaos pile? What if we choose to look for the blessings? What if we choose to say, okay, my husband's finger is broke and I'm super frustrated about that. But what if the blessing is I got to go to all these doctor visits with my husband and I have hardly got to spend any time with him because he's been so busy. So what if now the fact that I get to ride with him to and from the doctor's visits, it gives us an opportunity to catch up? Or what if I get the opportunity to help him more with the farming? It gives us more time together, more time to just spend together. That's a huge blessing for me. Does it cause me to have to rearrange my day and some of the things that I want to do? Yeah, it does. I can look at the things I didn't get to do and be frustrated about that. Or I could flip, and instead of looking for the blue, I could look for the green and say, but the blessing was I got more time with my husband. That's awesome. So when we're looking in situations and we're looking through life, we really have control over what we see. And when we're frustrated and when we're tired and when we're irritated by the situation, it's so easy to find that stuff. But we don't have to. That's the beauty, right, ladies? That's what we're talking about. We don't have to. We can find the joy. So you've got to find the blessings. You have to just consciously make yourself look for the blessings. One of the easiest ways for me to find a blessing is to journal. So, one of my morning practices that we'll talk about here one of these days is to write 5 things that I'm grateful for from the previous 24 hours. 5 things has to be from the previous 24 hours. So, I mean, because if not, I think like I'm going to be honest, I could be one of those people that like, I'm grateful for the power in my house, which I am, right? Like that, yes. But if I have to find 5 things every day that happens that I know I'm going to write in my journal the next day that I'm going to be grateful about, it makes me look for things to be grateful for. It makes me pay better attention to the blessing. It makes me work hard to make sure I'm finding those because I want to sit down the next morning and I want to write my gratitude, my 5 things I'm grateful for with ease. I don't want to sit there for 30 minutes being like, what was I even grateful for yesterday? Maybe I'm grateful for today, the beautiful blue sky and the fact that the wind is not blowing with 4 exclamation points because I am so grateful for that. But yesterday, I was grateful for the rough hair on my kids' pigs that are in the pig barn. We have pigs coming out of our ears, I feel like now. All the show pigs are here. But I'm grateful for the rough texture of their hair. And when you scratch them, I'm grateful for that. And that's something that I'm grateful for. So it's going to go in my journal because I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that in that moment. I'm looking for the gratitude of more time with my husband yesterday because it was Easter and we took a couple hours last night and just enjoyed and watched a movie and just hung out. I'm grateful. So you look for the things that you are grateful for and you write them down. When you write them down, holds yourself accountable and it gives you a cathartic feeling of being able to write them down. And if you can't write them down, like if that causes angst for you, then in the morning while you're drinking your cup of coffee and you're sitting and you're just in the quiet, say them out loud. I am so grateful for the sun that I got to see, the sunshine yesterday on my face and how it's warming my skin. I am grateful for the bird that I watched bathe in the puddle yesterday. I thought that was awesome in the irrigation puddle. I was grateful for the ducks that were in the pond that I drove by that I saw. I was grateful for the fucking awesome meal I ate yesterday because it tasted great. And you look for things to be grateful for. Then then what I like to do is on top of just basic gratefulness, if there is a situation, if there is a person, if there is something in my life that I am really feeling like sandpaper, like the rough sandpaper, like grates on your skin, there are things sometimes in my life that happens. Maybe it's my work. Maybe it's one of my teenagers. Maybe it's your toddler. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's your boss or a coworker, but something that kind of grates on you. Something that you just it's easier to find that level of frustration with in that moment. I like to pick 3 things just like I do with my gratitude of for the previous 24 hours. I like to find 3 things that I'm grateful for the situation that is frustrating me. So we're talking about my husband's hand. And I could probably come up with a list of things that were frustrating to me because it is true. There was some frustrating pieces to it. I'm not minimizing that. That was truth. But I don't want to live there, right? I don't want to live in the frustration. That's where I used to live. Not living like that anymore. So I consciously have to work though to find the blessings in those situations. So every day I would journal 3 things I was gratitude about my husband's hand. So grateful I got more time with him today to go to the doctor. I was grateful we were able to get into the surgeon that we wanted to get into. I was grateful for the fact that they use vet wrap and I can pick up vet wrap at my local co-op. Grateful for whatever the situation is. If it's your job, I'm grateful for the job that allows me to put food on my table. I'm grateful that my job allows me to put gas in my car so I can get my kids back and forth to all their activities because I love that. I'm grateful that my job allows me flexibility so I can be home with my kids in the summer or I'm grateful for my coworkers who made coffee this morning. Maybe they're not your favorite coworker, but I'm grateful that they made coffee this morning. I'm grateful that they said good morning as I walked by. Little bitty, teeny tiny things that you can find in those situations that are frustrating and hard for you will let you start to see that situation differently. It will let you start to see that situation with some joy. Is it going to make it easier? Not necessarily, but it's not going to continue to compound the chaos and the mess and the yuck because that is measurable when that happens. It makes you miserable. It makes everybody miserable. I'm sure we've all been around that person that is like doom and gloom and everything. And then we've also been around those people that are like, oh, yeah, it's been a little chaotic, but this is all these good things that are coming from it. And we really want to focus on that gratitude. We want to focus on those blessings because the easiest way to get out of that funk, the easiest way to rebel against the chaos, the easiest way to push it back is with gratitude, is with all the blessings that you've gotten and that are occurring because you get to choose. Ladies, we get that choice. We can be grateful and find the blessings, or we cannot. And we can be cranky and we can be passive aggressive and we can be yucky emotionally, and that's not good. I lived so many years of my life in that, and it's not good. It teaches our kids to not look for the blessings. It teaches other people not to look for the blessings. And so when you're going through the hard and you're going through the chaos and you're going through situations that you don't understand or that are frustrating to you, or the job that's frustrating to you, or the spouse is aggravating you, or your toddler is throwing a fit and you can't take one more fit, or the teenager has rolled their eyes one more time, one too many times, and you're like over it. Like, instead of adding and compounding to the chaos, stop and look for the blessings. They're there, they're always there. We just have to stop looking for the chaos and start looking for the blessings. I hope you guys found something that was applicable and helpful in this message. I know for me that it was a game changer in seeing situations that were hard for me. Just really focusing and looking for those blessings, writing them down in the mornings, speaking them out loud. There is something powerful about when you write it down and when you speak it out. It changes your level of energy. It changes the level of your joy. And that's what we're wanting. We're wanting to be women who are owning our life and owning our identities and owning our emotions and owning our physical health and owning our emotional health and our mental health. And these small practices really make such a big difference. So, you guys have a fabulous week. I challenge you this week to write things that you are grateful for, write things that bring you blessings. Look for the gratitude, look for the blessings, because I promise you, in every season, they are there. I'm in your corner and I'm on your side. I'll talk to you guys later.